we're continuing on, and we have about an hour and 15 minutes. We have about an hour and 15 minutes drive to the place where we'll have a really quick lunch in a place called Puerto Lapice. And there, well, will be a bus reading and a quick sandwich divided by 49. That'll be, yeah, that's how we make it quick, you know, one sandwich. And I think I saw that someone bought a big knife, so we can use the big knife to cut it into 49 pieces, because we'll have a very short time there, as after that we'll have a longer drive to get to Granada. And today is a day where we're a bit rushed, because actually the show tonight is earlier than usual because of the European Council, which is there. That's why we have to rush a little bit today, but that will be more cool tomorrow. So on the way we'll tell you the tale of Don Quixote, which is the most important story in this area, and I think that Luismi has overthrown you with a lot of information already, so I'll let you just rest your brains a little bit so that it can take more information later.
Na-preserve ba nila lahat? Kahit i-repair, pareho pa rin yung material. Pati yung design ng mga bahay na pinatayo crystal para uniform. Ganun lang. Para kang...
It's time to say goodbye to Rizmi. Adios, adios.
Adios, adios.
If you're planning on coming back, then it's hasta luego. Yeah? We'll see you again. Yeah?
Hasta luego.
Now we can enjoy a view of the city walls and the city once more before we're leaving. It's quite a nice city to spend a couple of days and just wander through the streets, and eventually the streets always bring you to the same place, to the marzipan shop. That is always
Food,
good.
yeah,
And then,
marzipan,
well,
yun
along
ang
the
kuha
path,
nila,
they
parang
have some
masarap na
gardens
snack
as
nila.
well. And in the summer they have some very special markets. They have a medieval market, which is quite interesting. There's lots of food on the medieval market, but everyone is dressed like in the Middle Ages, and you can try to see if you would be a good archer, and you can actually try sword fighting, but with wooden swords, not with the real big ones. That is quite fun actually for adults and for the kids. Actually, I spent a week here. Was it 2020? Remember 2020? That's the year when we could not travel, right? And so that was the best year for me for traveling, because I could not have the time off in the summer. Normally I'm working, but at that time they told us, you have to stay within 1 kilometer from your house. So I tried to stay 1 kilometer away from my house, and for some reason I made a wrong turn, and I ended up about 3,000 kilometers away from it. And it was actually quite fun to come to Spain that first year, because you know they enforced quite important rules for COVID, where everybody had to wear the masks, and then they had to give distance.
Nagsasalita po yung tour guide natin na si Javier. Actually, siya yung tour director na sasamahan kami sa 3 countries. Siya rin yung nagko-coordinate lahat ng mga lakad, kahit bawat lugar, iba-ibang tour guide ang sumasama sa amin. So, ini-istorya niya kung paano siya naging tour guide na kahit may regular job siya.
time when they were all wearing it. And then they were telling people, or foreigners, you have to wear the mask. And we were, no, that was last year. You know, that was, it's so that's actually quite funny. But I spent a few months here in Spain when it was quite easy to travel through these countries. And I saw some very funny things. You know, on the beaches, they had like the COVID police, and the COVID police was patrolling to make sure that people would keep distance, and they were going with a tape measure. They were making sure that the towers were 2 meters apart from one another on the beach. And well, it's human also that people want some interaction. So if there were 6 people on a 2 kilometers beach, you can be sure that those 6 of them were together. So then they had a bit of work moving them around, and as soon as the COVID police was passed, they were moving back together. And then they were starting finding them, and it was actually quite funny to watch. But depending on the regions, you know, in the cities like in Madrid, in Barcelona, in Sevilla, people were quite wary about it. They were obedient, wearing the mask and keeping distances, staying at home. But in the rural areas, especially the older generations, they didn't want to hear about that. And when they were looking at people wearing masks, they were like, what planet is this person coming from? So I actually took the opportunity at the time to do one of the most beautiful things to do in Spain. That is the Camino de Santiago, you know, the pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela. And that is actually to me one of my best life's experiences. I walked from Leon, which is about 350 kilometers away from Santiago, meeting new people every day, and that's something really nice to do. So I know that some of you are training for marathon, and some of you are very good runners. That's no good to be a good runner. You just have to be able to walk and just go your pace and take it. So maybe someday you can come over and do that. And well, I remember one of my best experiences was when I had been working for 20 miles, 32 kilometers. I came to a village, and I thought, now it's time to sit down, have a beer and relax. And then I was the only foreigner staying in the village. So I was told that if I wanted to eat something, I had to walk another 7 kilometers back to where I came from and back, which was a little too much for a day. But then they told me, oh, you can join the rest of the village, which is which was a better option. And I don't know if you heard about the concept of the Spanish Inn. Do you have that concept? No? Well, we do that actually quite a lot now in Europe when we do a dinner with friends. We do that concept. That means that everyone is bringing a little something. So in the villages, in the countryside here, that's what people do. They have a table on the main square of the village that can sit everybody. And then one brings a little bit of tortilla, you know, the potato and egg omelette. And some brings some vegetables, some brings some fruits. So the whole village brings a little something, and then everybody shares. And then, well, somebody brings the drinks as well, because there's always wine and beer. And that's the most fantastic way of meeting people, because then, well, you can share a meal with them, share a moment with them, and that's something that, unfortunately,
Narinig nyo yun, guys, yung storya ng tour guide natin. Ito maganda sa mga tours. You get to be exposed to cultures, you get to be exposed to politics, ibang abroad, or a matter of architecture, or matter of art. Lumalawag yung pag-iisip mo. No wonder Rizal really nahunma talaga yung pag-iisip niya. Sana naman that thing will happen sa bansa natin in the future. Basta tuloy-tuloy lang tayo. No giving up ha. Tuloy-tuloy ang laban. So hanggang dito na lang tayo. Thank you again very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in my next vlog.